Bare knuckle. Come on. Fight. Invisible decoy. What? Test your luck. Combo breaker. Well done.
Well, I'm getting ready to watch a video.
Really? What?
Oh, just
Martial art review.
BCHQ.
It's important for your mental mind state, your mindset.
My boy Jackal Button Trade.
Shadow counter.
If I knew someone like him, I'd have to either run away or kill myself.
I'm gonna cut my throat.
Do you know about me?
Bring me the big knife.
But also, I think even if you try to run away, like they got tapped on you, they're them kind of people.
Ultra combo.
They know when you're trying to run away as well.
Bring me the big knife.
Impressive.
I told you, don't fuck with me.
Danger. Danger.
I want you to watch. No, I want you to see this.
You want me to spell it out for you?
He's the American shithead who makes tricks with bricks.
Very good.
You can't do this.
Oh, jeez. Just relax.
I hope you know what you're doing.
I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time. And I didn't really want to do this right now, but here we go. If you thought about doing YouTube videos, if you thought about starting a podcast, you should do it. You should do it. And I know you're probably thinking, dude, I don't have the confidence to do that. What are you talking about? Oh, you think I do? Oh, you think I do? You think, I'm sorry, do you think that this is easy for me? Do I give you the, what is the word, man? Come on, what is it? What is it? Are you yelling it at your screen right now? Are you really upset that I don't know what it is? Because I get upset when I yell at my screen and then they don't hear me, and then I get mad as if they're ignoring me, but then eventually they come up with the word or they drop it all together and then fucking whatever. You just have to move on with my life. Do I give you the illusion that this is easy to do? Because it's not. It never goes away. Really? Really? I don't think it does. Do you know... This is gonna sound stupid, but it's true. So, whatever. Every day, I have to force myself to come in here and turn this on, and turn this mic on, and turn this camera on. Like right now, I have nothing to say. I have things I want to talk about, sure. I know what I want to do, but I'm extremely uncomfortable in this moment doing this right now. This is the last thing that I feel like doing. But I'm in here and I'm doing it because you have to fight that urge sometimes. If you want to do this, you can't. Here's what you need to know. People are not going to like you. Big fucking deal. We've accepted that. If you've been through school and you've lived, you can handle this. It's the same thing. Some people are going to see you and they're going to fucking hate you automatically just because of who you are and what you look like and what you sound like. Even though it's early, get my fucking Patron on. Right? Fuck you. dickheads. Oh, fuck all your girlfriends. What do you think about that? Dude, you don't have to feel like I would actually argue that if you're an overly confident person, it just might not be the best thing in the world for you to do. It's the struggle of having to overcome the fear of you don't think you're good enough that I think goes well with this. I've heard it from everybody, dude. Joe Rogan has said it. Mark Norman, Joe List, fucking Jim and Sam, Joey Diaz, Lee Syatt. I could name you. I could keep naming you people. Every one of these motherfuckers have said, dude, this is... I'm scared every time. Vic DiPotetto, I'm scared every time. It don't go away. You have to just learn to accept that anxiety. Let it happen. Feel what you need to feel, but you have to just go. Even though I don't feel good enough to talk into this microphone, my words are not important enough. Even though I don't look good enough to look into this camera, I'm gonna tell you the truth. The fact that I do not look good on camera is exactly why I'm here. That's exactly why I'm here. I don't look like I belong on the camera, which is why the fuck I'm here. Because there are people that look like me. Maybe you look like me wherever you fucking live. And, you know, don't be ashamed of your fucking, like, have ashamed. Don't not have it. Don't not have it. A little bit is healthy. You want to look at yourself in the mirror and just go, ugh. Not, oh my God, it's falling apart. I can't fix it. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You gotta leave enough of gross in there for improvement, right? But so what? You're not a fucking supermodel. Most supermodels are fucking ugly, dude. If you really paid attention, they're like 8 pounds of makeup on those bitches, dude. People don't look like that. Believe me, we're all fucking ugly. It's just some people have more money to buy better cameras and filters and tricks and everything else. So maybe you don't feel comfortable on the camera. What if you just want to go with the microphone? How do I... Fucking Leanne Rimes, dude. Every time, I knew the moment I heard that goddamn song in middle school, it was gonna be over. That was gonna be a song that was just gonna play in the back of my mind for the rest of my life until I'm fucking dead. And even afterwards, probably the moment right before I die, right before it all ends, it'll just be fucking a quotable from that goddamn song like I need it or want it. Ridiculous. But what if you just want to go on the microphone, right? What if the camera is no good for you? I don't have nothing to say. Do you? Do you really have nothing to say? I don't have... Do you know, I think to everything that I've lived a very boring life. In comparison to people I know, I'm the most boring, plain, square motherfucker that there is, dude. I don't go to house parties. I don't snowboard off of fucking mountains. I'm not doing Molly or fucking whatever. I'm not exciting at all. An action-packed day for me used to be going to pick up some weed, not getting arrested, and that's it. That was the whole thing. There was nothing else. It was pretty boring. I feel like my stories are dull, right? And they're not really worth telling. But some people laugh at some dumb shit that I say, and they say that I'm funny. So occasionally, don't get excited. I'm not saying I'm a slow the fuck down. Nobody over here trying to say I'm a comedian. Slow your fucking roll, please. Don't get me in trouble. Don't get me in trouble with the comics. I'll fucking kill you. Dude, I think my stories are boring. I tell some of my stories and people are like, wow, that's really interesting. Because I don't know anybody that maybe that has happened to, right? Or maybe I've been somewhere in the world that you've never been. I could tell you a little bit about that. Sometimes it's the smaller shit that you think might not be valuable to you might be really interesting to somebody else. And I'm not even saying that you have to start a podcast or go on YouTube and make content, but if you wanted to, you know, I've had a couple of comments, people saying, I would like to do YouTube, but I don't have the confidence to do that, or I'm too scared, I don't think that I look good enough. Dude, you gotta just do it. You gotta just do it. If you really want to do it, just do it. It will come to you later. Listen, I've read all the articles. Do you want to know? So I'll tell you the truth. When I wanted to start this podcast, I'll tell you the truth. I knew that I wanted to do it. Why? I don't know. When we're little kids, for some reason, we all have an instinct of wanting to do some shit. I don't know. Some people want to be a doctor. Some people want to be a mechanic. You know, whatever. Other people want to be models. Dude, here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to originally be a scientist, right? And now I'm shitty at math and I don't like science at all, I come to find out. So then maybe I'll just be like the rest of my family and I'll be a grease monkey. And then I look at the way that they take apart and put together cars and I'm like, that's really cool, but that's boring and it don't look like it interests me, right? You know, you float around in life and, you know, I met a dude. Well, before I even get into that, you know, the adults that I was around listened to a lot of radio. So I got to hear talk. Well, really, my stepmother used to listen to a lot of talk radio, dude. I don't know why. I never asked her. I suppose she just left it on because it was something to listen to. But I heard these dudes on the radio just talking and people calling in. And I was like, dude, that seems awesome. I don't know what it is, dude, I don't know why. It sounds dumb, but I think somewhere inside of you, there's something that you want to do. Maybe you want to fucking, I don't know, maybe you want to travel the world and try all different types of weed, like my friends at Travel and Cannabis do. That would be fucking awesome, but that wasn't my calling in life, you know? That's not what I was supposed to do. Although, that's not a bad way to spend it, I gotta tell you, that sounds like fun. But I know, man, I would be depressed if I did that. They probably see the most beautiful shit in the world, and they have the best time and the greatest stories. But if I were to do that, like, sure, would love to see the world and try weed from all over the place. But if I'm not being in here every day and doing this, it gives me purpose. It makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something. Yeah, but you're talking into a microphone and you're looking into a camera. What does that accomplish? It gives me a place to be. It gives me a place to be, something to look forward to, something to do. This is a job, even though it doesn't seem like it. As far as jobs go, this is a lot better than moving boxes around in a fucking KB toy store. Or, you know, dealing with the drunk dude in the back of a woman's fashion store. I mean, hammered, this motherfucker. Dude, stories, man. Even the one, although when that was happening, I'm not going to talk about it now, but when that was happening, and it wasn't anything crazy, it was just a dude, I worked in a clothing store that was for women, in the back, working the stock, right? And there was a dude who also worked with me by chance who happened to be a hardcore alcoholic. And he would be off his ass drunk every day. And I can't for the life of me remember a single thing that dude ever said to me. But I promise you in the moment it was different. I knew that shit was going to be a story later. Not that has anything to do with this, but for some reason, that guy just popped into my head. Right? But I know if I traveled the world or smoked weed, whatever, I would be depressed because I'm not accomplishing anything. Like, yeah, I'm going to a new place and I'm trying a new thing, but ultimately my brain would break it down to, so you're just going from one place to another, and you're the same way that I just said, so you're sitting and talking into a microphone or looking into a camera. That's how I defame it, you know, or whatever it is. I deflate it in my mind. I don't know why. But for whatever reason, dude, that's what it is. I forgot what I was on about in the first place. Hold on. I gotta remember. Oh yeah, talking about what you want to do. What you want to do in life, right? I hear these motherfuckers doing talk radio, dude. For some reason, I'm always radio music. It was the music, I think, that interested me, which made me realize that there was a radio thing that was attached to it, right? One of them kind of led into the other. For some reason, I don't know why, this is what I want to do with my life. I don't know if it's gonna go anywhere. I don't know what's gonna come from it, but this is what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I don't know how to explain it to you, but I just know it. This has been my entire life, dude. Fucking bullshitting into recorders and making fucking, you know, vignettes with my friends, and this is what, I don't know. Everybody has something I want to do in their life. This is what I wanted to fucking do. I don't know how to explain it to you why, but it's true. So I don't allow a stupid thing like confidence to get in my fucking way. Oh, you mean I actually have to be good at something? I don't think so. Now, you can blame that on all the years I spent in classrooms with like 7 other kids reading the same books with the same busted, stale ass solar powered calculator, you know, in a classroom. You could blame it on that. You know that shit in Waco? You know that shit in Waco where Thibodeau is talking to David Koresh, and David says to him, you know, when he was at school, how, you know, he goes outside, the dude points up and goes, hey look, here come all the retards. David says, I turn around, and there's nobody there. That was me, dude, all day. That's a true story, 100%, all day. That's me. And you look at it, here come all the retards. Where are they at? Oh, they're talking about me. And I'm like, I'm not retarded, I know, but that's a whole different, that's a conversation also. I don't know if that falls under the umbrella of racism or not. Like teaching yourself to be, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to explore that thought. So let me put a pin in that for a moment. I don't know if I would have to do some research into that. I don't know if this is what you want to do with your life. And I'm not saying that you're going to be successful doing it. There's no guarantee this is going to work. But if it doesn't, I don't know how to do anything else. Okay? You can ask anybody. Ask anybody that knows me. I don't know how to pitch a tent. What does that have to do with anything? I'm just telling you. I don't know how to pitch a tent. Right? I couldn't build a fucking birdhouse, dude. I've tried. I can't do it. Right? I couldn't tell you what the square root of anything is. I mean, I can barely measure a cup of water. Right? I'm not good at any of this shit. I can cook a little bit. I can make you some chicken cutlets that you will never want to eat Burger King again a day in your life. I can do that shit. But as far as there's only 3 things I'm really good at, dude. And if you talk to any of my ex-girlfriends, they will say that I'm a liar and I'm only good at 2 things. But whatever this is, the ability to just go. But that's racing thoughts and all that, I think. You know, I definitely could I'll give myself that. But that's because you have to learn how to do, you have to learn to take the abilities that you have and work them into your advantage. And then obviously, I do this pretty fucking well. Now, I go back and forth between giving myself credit for doing this and not, basically. On some days, I'm like, dude, what you're doing, anybody could do, right? Like, making interludes, anybody could do that. You're just taking clips and you're putting them over music, and that's not true. It's not that simple. It's about timing, motherfucker. There's a lot that you can't just take any random thing and put it into a random thing. That's not how it fucking works. There's a science behind it, and I told you already, I'm no good at science. I can't explain to you how does it work, but it sounds right and it doesn't, right? But that's debatable. I mean, you might be like, well, everything he makes sucks, and to tell you the truth, you're not wrong. It does, but I like it, so maybe my taste sucks, right? Point is, you don't have to be overly confident to do this. Arguably, the less confidence you have, the better off you probably will be. Because it will force you to second guess yourself, which will in turn make you do things as well as you can do them. Somebody that doesn't have much confidence is not going to put a half-ass product out intentionally. Now, you can argue the merits of what is half-assed and what isn't. But, you know, whatever. I'm probably not making any sense. I don't know. That's the other problem, too. When you talk by yourself for 20 minutes and counting, it's real easy to lose the area of the conversation where you were supposed to be at. Plus, I had to drop off the rent check. I keep thinking about that. I should have did that. I've been in here for an hour. Because remember, I did 20 minutes earlier that I scrapped. Because I don't want to give that fucking idiot any more of my time. Oh, and don't pay attention to the comments. Don't pay attention to the comments. Pay attention to them, but don't pay attention to them. What does that mean? Here's what that means. You know. If people are critiquing what you're doing, there's a difference between giving you actual criticism and just being a dick. Now, in the past, I've had a problem with recognizing constructive criticism and just flat out being a dickhead. But in my defense, I read everything fucked up. You could literally write to me, "Hi, I hope you are having a great day." And somehow I will read that as, "Hey, fuck you, you piece of shit." I don't know what that's about, but for some reason that's what I do. What I'm saying to you is, if somebody comments like, "Hey, you know, I think that your sound could use a little improvement," or, you know, maybe your camera could be a little bit better, take that into consideration. Use it. They're not trying to hurt you, they're trying to help you. If somebody comes in and says, "Hey, everything you say doesn't make any fucking sense, you're drooling all over yourself, you sound like you're drunk, and, you know, you should eat a bullet and end your life," don't listen to those people. They're mad because they're not doing what you're doing. What are you doing that they want to do that is so great? You're taking a chance. That's what you're doing. You're not looking to be successful. I'm not looking to be a millionaire. Don't get me wrong. Would I like to be successful? Absolutely. Would I love it? Well, I'll tell you this. I won't be taking $100 million from a Spotify. Because clearly it's not worth the aggravation. Look at what Joe Rogan is dealing with. You get a $14 million house, not worth the aggravation of, you know, not being able to talk to my fucking friends because they're not industry enough for you. But that's, you know, but I'm glad that he got his money. That's the point. And unfortunately, you have to sell your soul. In one way or another, they're gonna get you. They're going to get you. One way or another. You're gonna have to give something up. It's part of the fucking trade. You have to understand, there's things I've given up by coming in here every day and doing this. I've given up things. There's conversations that we cannot have. Ever. Maybe after everybody's dead, if I'm one of the last ones to go, then we can have a conversation about certain things. But for now, while people are alive, I can't. There's certain things I can't talk to you about. Not because I can come in here and talk about whatever the fuck I want. There's rules of engagement, and they're not written down. Nobody tells you these things. You just kind of have to learn on your own that there are certain things that you can talk about to the public, and there are certain things that you can talk about in your real inner circle, and it has to be left there. But that is also a content choice that you will make down the road, because when you might not know where that line is. So how do I know where the line between my personal life and my professional life, how do I know where to draw those lines? You will draw them naturally. What's gonna wind up happening, this is how it happened for me. I got into a thing with my mother-in-law, right? If I don't butt heads with you, I don't respect you. Plain and simple. If we work together, if we're fucking, if we're friends, family, like, well, mostly except for my mom. It's a different situation. Outside of her, though, because that's a whole different animal. If I don't riff with you a little bit, if we don't have some type of an issue, then I must not respect you at all. Like, I have to, if you're worth keeping around, I gotta test you a little bit, right? And sometimes people will test you too, but that's to see how far they can push you. So occasionally you're gonna riff with people, right? But I came in here and I brought it up. And this was last year in the beginning of the podcast. It was one of the first 10 episodes. I don't remember which one. But I came in here and I fucking, for 45 minutes, I went off, dude. And Doug just sat here and listened and let it happen. And then when I was done, I felt it. How I told you, you will know when those lines are being made, because you will feel it. As soon as I was done and I got all the emotion out, I went, oh shit, that's something I probably shouldn't post. And Doug went, you know what, dude? I mean, honestly, it's good that you got it all out, but there's just certain things that should just be kept personal, you know? Plus, these people all don't know. Here's the bigger thing. What he taught me in the moment was, while you're talking about this shit, it's relevant to you and it makes sense. When you're talking about this and other people hear you, they don't know. Like, they don't know her. They really don't know you. They're hearing one piece, one part of the story, the conversation, whatever. And now they're piecing it together on their own. That's not fair, because she can't come in here and defend herself, whatever. You learn where to draw the lines. They're going to get blurry. I've argued with Jen on here while I'm doing this. You know, I've yelled at my friends, whatever. Like, there's gonna be times where the lines get blurry. But you just have to know, Like, the hard part for me is going to be talking about relationships, right? Because I don't want to throw, even the dirt bags, I don't want to throw the dirt bags under the bus necessarily, but it's important to have these conversations so that people will know you've been through it too. I know it's stupid. There's movies about it everywhere. You know, sorry, I can't help it. It feels like it's dripping, even though it's not. And, you know, say whatever you want. You know, it's nothing to do with coke or the pills. It's a thing. It's a thing that I've always done, touching my fucking nose when I get nervous. I don't know why I do it, but I do it. So leave me the fuck alone. Right? I don't even remember what the fuck I was talking about now. Personal and professional. The lines will draw themselves. You can choose to cross them if you want, but it don't feel good. And it doesn't, even if that means, you know how many times on a live stream that I've said some shit and I was like, well, now I gotta fucking take this down now. That's part of that's part of the learning process. That's what it is. Now, look. I'm not telling you. Hold on. I'm not telling you that knowing any of this is gonna help you at all, right? I have no plaque. I don't have 1,000 subscribers. I don't have a plaque from YouTube. I don't have any of this shit. So I'm basically just learning from the ground level. So take my advice and do with it what you will. But I think this will be part 1 of the expanding conversation, because I wanna go check on the dog, feed her, bring her outside. I gotta shower. I gotta hit the store later. So this will be part 1 of whatever. But confidence, understanding the lack of it is okay. And if you are confident, doesn't mean you can't do a show. But I don't think people want to listen to somebody talk about how great they are all the time. That's me personally. I'm sure they're out there. Those people exist, and if that's your lane, then have fun. But that's not mine, so, you know, whatever. At the same time, I get it. Nobody wants to sit and listen to somebody. It's a fucking word. It starts with a D. It starts with a D. Degrade themselves? I don't know. You know, where you make fun of yourself? You know, nobody wants to hear that all day either. So it is what it is. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I can tell you that. Arguably, you probably will. You'll be negative trying to do this shit before you turn a profit. We will get into all that. I'm just gonna end this here so I can get up and go do what I have to do. But I'm gonna expand this conversation. I'm sure BCHQ will jump into it at some point. And hopefully some of what I said actually makes sense, because I don't have the time to go back. I have a checklist written down somewhere, but all the subtopics of this conversation we'll have to get to. This is a live, not live. I'm not going to even throw the intro in it like I normally would. I don't have the time today. So I'm just going to post this live, not live, I guess 40, whatever it is, podcast is on Saturdays. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody that listens on the Anchor. We're up to over 2,000 people now that have heard the show in a year. Not too bad.